Hello one and all, and welcome to another one of these little product reviews. Now for the first time, I'm actually going to tackle what I guess is current events, and we're going to talk about these Space Marine heroes. I just wanted to do a real quick sort of jump in on this because I've seen a lot of discussion around them, and there are one or two things which a lot of people are just not talking about. So, hey, I figured maybe there's some interesting bits you want to hear about. Now, these come as individual blind boxes, and when they were announced like that, I'll admit I said some very unkind things. I was not thrilled, and to be perfectly honest, the blind box thing is still kind of a hard sell for me, because if you can only pick up one at a time, then you're not guaranteed any particular spread. Now, these will retail here. These go at €6 a pop. You can buy an unopened box of 12, but you don't get any money off for that. You're sort of guaranteed a nominal spread. And I was quite lucky. I did open up my box and I got one of everybody except the ultra rare captain, because of course. But one of the things I wanted to talk about very quickly is that while you might end up with some doubles, they've done a really cool thing with the kits themselves. If I just grab one here, you will see, not only have I been spraying miniatures, but they each come with two heads. You've got a helmeted and an unhelmeted option for every single one of these Marines. Now, the way that they fit in is on these little pins. Like, they're designed to fit in a slot on the Marine's body and be looking a certain way so that they match the artwork. But the join itself, for example, if you wanted to cut the pin off the bottom of the head, or if you wanted to use any helmet or any head that you happen to have, there is nothing stopping you doing that. And that's one cool way that I think you'd be able to get a little bit of variety if you do end up with some doubles. Now, speaking of doubles, this is Brother Castor, and he is the most common in the sets. There's a 5 in 36 chance of picking him up. Likewise, he comes with a separate head, but I just want to use him as an example of the quality on these is actually really good. Cleanup time is minimal. You can push the pieces straight out of the frames. You don't actually need to clip them off at all. I would still recommend you want to clip them off and tidy them up as normal. But for anybody who just wants a Space Marine, this is a pretty good, it's a pretty neat little kit. One of the opportunities I've had on Twitter to be talking with a lot of guys who, are getting their own kids into, or their children are asking and saying, hey, I'm into Space Marines. They mentioned that one of the things they really enjoy is cracking open these little blind boxes. They are excited. It is part of the experience for them. And even if they end up with a double, they don't care. And they're quite happy to trade their duplicates and what have you. And, for a kit which doesn't necessarily have to be just for me, that's quite a nice touch. So like I said, very small price point. It does mean that these are kind of ideal stocking fillers. What a handy time for them to have come along, They do each come with these really cool little character artwork cards. And these rule thingies, I'm not sure what these are for, if these are for Space Marine adventures or what have you, but I expect we'll get directed to those a little bit soon. These are so cool. I really love the fact they've gone for artwork on the cards. Now, one of the complaints that people have had as well is that these are not so easy to convert, that because they are the push-fit kind of models, you're stuck like that. And that is frankly just not true. What it does mean is you're going to find kit bashing them a little bit more difficult. And when we talk about kit bashing, it's just taking a piece from a different kit and putting it straight on that particular miniature. And that's probably true. Most of them are designed in such a way that they do fit a specific look or what have you. But here is what Brother Garrus looks like. And then, here is what my Brother Garrus looks like because I got a double. And all I have done is just clipped off his bolt pistol and bolter. He's now got a power sword and a plasma pistol. He's going to be a sergeant for my army. He's going to fit in somewhere and he's going to look real damn cool. Important to point out that none of these miniatures have any chapter trappings on them. So if you get people telling you, I don't want another Ultramarine, you don't have to have another Ultramarine. So really, when I come to look at it, I do quite like these. I was prepared to poo-poo them and say they were terrible, but actually the detail on them, the posing, the variety is actually pretty neat. I would have liked to have scored a captain, but that's the breaks. If I want to grizzle about anything, it's that the most common dude, I do not like that pose. Like, I'll just be really honest, it's so boring. Bolter across the chest, looking over the shoulder. Can we get a different standard, please? But, as I said, that's really just down to me. So, just to summarize, they are chapter non-specific, so you can paint them how you like. Kit bashing them is not as difficult as you would make it out to be. And the variant heads make duplicates a little less of a sting when you get too many of them in the old Christmas box. So, there you go guys, my thoughts on this lot, and I will see you again soon.